Well, at least one professional team in the San Francisco Bay Area held up their end of the bargain and did not put this region in an utter malaise and utter depression, even if it was just a regular season game against the lowly Utah Jazz. Your Golden State Warriors still come away victorious. Stephen Curry reminds the world he still has got it, for the most part anyways. For the third time this season, which alone is a crazy stat, for the 45th time in his career, Stephen Curry drops a 20-point quarter. In this case, the third quarter, the Golden State Warriors are trailing by 7 at the half. Steph's heroics kick in that third quarter, and the Golden State Warriors take care of business. It's Saturday night. Even though the San Francisco 49ers are a dud, even though Brock Purdy, it ain't him. When I text my friends Brock Purdy's name now, I put a W where the R is in the first name, and then I put a W after the B and the P after the last name. So it's Brock Purdy, the little guy, the little baby Brock Purdy. Enough with the Niners stuff. We're here to talk Golden State Warriors. And let's talk about them beating the Utah Jazz. The final score at Chase Center, 113-103. The Warriors improved to 19-17 on the season. Maybe more importantly, we're 11 days away from Jonathan Kaminga being available for a trade. Is that the bigger story? I don't know. Let's talk about all this stuff. Is change on the horizon for your Warriors? Is what we see what we're going to get this year? I don't know. I'd love to know. But some secrets are being held tight to the chest, that one included. So for now, we just appreciate these moments, like when Steph goes crazy. Oh, yeah, and Draymond Green got ejected too. Let's talk about it. Happy Saturday night. It is Saturday night. That's a good thing. Hope you're all having fun. If you're watching this on a Sunday, hope the hangover isn't too brutal. If you're not dealing with a hangover, I hope it's a beautiful, relaxing day for you. And if you're joining us on Saturday night when we're live, hope you're having a good one. Let's continue having a good one. We're powered by FanDuel right there on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, the program, it's called the Golden Days. Let's go. Welcome to the program. It's called the Golden Days. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz, your host for this evening, coming to you live from the Golden Days studios in West Sonoma County, California, where we've been hit with some storms. Not the Golden State Warriors. They took some punches. They threw some punches back, and their punches had more weight behind it. More impactful. Final score, 113-103. Wardell, Stephen Curry, easily your FanDuel player of the game. Dude shot 50% from deep, 6 of 12 more specifically, 31 points. He was also a perfect 9 of 9 from the free throw line, 8 of 18 from the field total, added 5 assists. You love to see that. Added a steal, just 2 turnovers in 34 minutes and 16 seconds. Again, easily your FanDuel player of the game. I'm also not going to badmouth Brandon Podziemski because he had 8 assists tonight. I'm a man of my word. I stick to my commitments. And one commitment I made to Brandon Podziemski is be an actual connector. Compile assists. Do that. You're good on my book. He had 8 tonight. Kudos to Brandon Podziemski. Did shoot 1 of 4 from deep. Had just 6 points in 24 minutes and 3 seconds. But again, 8 assists. Also had a huge rebound late. It was a big boy rebound that provided one of 18 second chance points for your Warriors in this game. But make no mistake, this was all about Wardell. Huge game. Jimmy Butler was second, tied for second on the team in scoring tonight with 15. He He was tied with Quentin Post, who had a great game shooting it from beyond the arc. He also shot 50% from deep, Quentin Post. So did Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was 1 of 2 from deep. Post 3 of 6 from deep. It's a 3-point party. The Warriors collectively shot 42.2% from deep, 19 of 45, compared to 37.1% for the Utah Jazz. If anyone out there is wondering, why does this guy want Larry Markkinen, Mike Larry? It's because of games like this. I don't know if he's gettable. I don't know if he's available. I don't know if the asking price is ridiculously high. I don't even know if the Jazz want to trade him. But of all the players out there, I know Trey Murphy's a popular one in terms of like a wish list, right, for your Golden State Warriors in terms of who maybe you aspire for them to trade for and add some juice, bolster this thing for the home stretch for the second half of the season. Kev I don't know why that's funny to me, but Kev F in our chat, longtime Golden Days, are calling Larry Markkinen Larry Markkinen. Yeah, sounds good. I don't know why is that so funny, but that is funny. Larry Markkinen. I don't know what's funnier, Larry Markkinen or Johnny Kaminga. Again, welcome to the program. I want to mention FanDuel, our official sponsor of the program. We already gave them some love by mentioning that Stephen Curry is your FanDuel player of the game. But in terms of what's upcoming for your Warriors, I'm looking at the schedule right now. Again, this was game 2 of an 11-game California stint, with 10 of those 11 being at Chase Center. But the one game not at Chase Center between now and January 22nd, yes, that is the next game out of the state for your Warriors. It's not until January 22nd. Today is just January 3rd. Is going to be a good one. And I say that because the LA Clippers are playing some great basketball lately, starting with Mr. Kawhi Leonard. Brook Lopez is looking better for him. I don't know what's going on there, but the Clippers went from being a team that turned into an afterthought, a team that we all were prepared to write off, at least I was, to now a team that's fighting for a play-in, a team that where Kawhi Leonard looks like he sipped on some of that fountain of youth juice. And I bring all that up because I'm curious if FanDuel has a line for Monday's Warriors-Clippers game, and they do not. That's okay. But when I'm checking into the FanDuel Sportsbook, I'm always tempted to go check out some futures. And one of those futures in particular that I'm fascinated with are the Warriors' win-loss totals. And I'm just going to text my old good buddy Ryan Leong, who has not made a single appearance on this show this year. And while I remember now, I don't even know if he's at the game tonight. He might have been at the Niner game. Let me text Ryan Leong. Anyways, okay. I don't know why I thought of him right now. Oh, I think I thought of him right now because I'm watching Stephen Curry at the podium, and Ryan Leong last year used to say that if you see Steph in his jersey after the game, that is not the norm. That rarely, if ever, happens. Now we all, ever since then, we see it like all the time. Steph's at the podium right now wearing his Warriors jersey, just skipping the showering and all that stuff. Yeah, Ryan Leong is at the Niner game, so he's not going to join us tonight. That's what I thought. A colossally depressing 49ers game. If we get an appearance from our closer, Shardol, who definitely brings a laugh to this program as we wrap it up. He loves his Brock Purdy. He loves his Niners. Dying to get some feedback from him. But FanDuel, going back to the sports book, the official sports book of this program and the Believe Network, which we're proudly a part of as your official Warriors show. The odds for the Warriors to win the title still at plus 4,000. Unbelievable odds. If you have faith in your Warriors to magically turn this thing around, if you think there is a blockbuster trade around the corner that's going to just drastically flip the script on this Warrior season, put your money where your mouth is. Plus 4,000 represents phenomenal odds. What you can't bet on, again, is the win total. The bookies staying away from that. Last time I saw that line available was weeks ago, and it was at 45.5. And for folks with sentiments like OMG Manny, again, there's a reason why we save the fun for the end of the show. So if certain individuals are not your cup of tea, we're not forcing that on you for most of this. Checking to see if the chat has anything good so far. Armando Laura, but my pal, we had a phenomenal show last night. If you did not get a chance to watch it, it has not dated itself. This game does nothing to diminish the value of yesterday's episode. We're not just the professor, but front page reporter for your San Francisco Chronicle, Condor Turno, turned into an awesome panel episode. If you get it, if you're looking for some content out there pertaining to your Golden State Warriors, that's a good one. Armando in the chat saying, are the Utah Jazz contenders or a bottom feeder team? Let me see. Are there any good sound effects for this? Some like spacey music. No. This is some good pontification tunes. Are the Utah Jazz contenders or are they bottom feeders? Well, the Jazz, according to the bookies, have placed the over-under on their win total. That line's available, courtesy of FanDuel, at 23.5. So in other words, if you think the Utah Jazz can win 24 games or more, bet the over. And if you think that the Jazz will not reach 24 wins, if you think they're going to be a 23 win and below team, bet the under. The Utah Jazz after tonight's game dropped to 12-22. Third worst in the Western Conference. Your Golden State Warriors are proven at 19-17. They're currently 3.5 games behind the Minnesota Timberwolves, 4 games back in the loss column for the 6th seed. The Warriors also trailed the Phoenix Suns by 3 losses for the 7th seed. They lead the Portland Trailblazers by 3 losses for the 9 seed. And another team that I'm a little wary of, who I don't think is a bottom feeder. So yes, to answer the question from the professor, bottom feeder, but that's okay. Look, I'm trying to be positive here. Even though like that Niner loss just really just put me in a bad mood, though. I love my Warriors. They're without a question, like undisputed number 1 in my ranking of fandom, right? Like a Warriors loss, or even worse, a Warriors a multitude of seasons, which is what we're really experiencing, of just nonsensical loser ball for the most part, puts me in a far darker mood than a Niners loss. But at the same time, this was a huge game for them. 3 points. God damn it. Folks in the chat bringing up Anthony Davis. I wouldn't worry about that. I do not think that trade's going to happen. Not to mention, I think there actually is a decent asking price for him. Meaning, if the Warriors really do want Anthony Davis, I don't think Jimmy Butler and a 2033 first-round pick is enough. It looks like teams like the Hawks are prepared to just throw the book. Is that the right metaphor? But just they're prepared to offer a lot more than I'm guessing the Warriors would for Anthony Davis. And then you have New York in our chat saying a win is a win. That's true. G4M is asking or is requesting that I play a Steve Kerr soundbite. Which one? From last night? Because there is one in particular that did stick out from last night. Or did he say something tonight? Let me see if Kerr has reached the podium yet. gonna look up my new favorite YouTube account, not called Golden Days, and that is a user named Basketman. He already posted and Basketman on YouTube. His entire modus operatus is just publishing pre and post game and anything else, maybe practices too, press conferences of NBA teams, and it's a phenomenal resource because you sometimes hear great stuff. But so Will Hardy's post game press conference following tonight's game is available. Steph's is that from now? Hold on a second. Well, shit. Let's listen to Steph. If he already spoke. Hold on one second. Yeah. All right. Let's listen to Steph and Curry for some sound. Again, Steph. Oh, no. Hold on. Wait a second. This is not the press conference. This is his interview with NBC Sports Bay Area. That is not part of the public domain. I will not play that. All right. No sound yet. At least none that is owned by an NBA entity. Which soundbite are you talking about, the G4M? OMG, it's Manny saying, "Why would you want Anthony Davis? He's always broken." Agreed. I think more importantly, if you make a move for AD, it would be a panic trade. It would be a move of desperation, but it would be something I think more so than AD. It would be more so just a shakeup, just something to give a jolt to this franchise that just has a very stale feel to it right now. And if he's healthy, great. That now you've got an elite, top 75 all-time player on your team as a big. But then you also have what the F is fashion saying, calling him Mr. Glass, and for good reason, because he is a very difficult player to keep on the court. Julian Bashir with a trade that works. And here's the thing. I didn't read this before I showed it on the screen, but I'll address it. But I do think it is a foolish notion to hope that Draymond Green will be traded. I don't think there's a chance in hell that's going to happen. I don't even know if Jimmy Butler is going to get traded. I don't even know if Kaminga is going to get traded. Again, there is no evidence that indicates he will. I understand common sense would dictate it, but common sense is not in the building at Chase Center. If Steve Kerr was not DNPing Kaminga the final 3 games of the first round of the playoffs last year, while pretending like it's just a normal thing to do, yeah, I totally buy into the notion that Kaminga is long gone. But I have no idea. Hamza Kassem is saying the Warriors are not trading Draymond. People can keep dreaming. Draymond Green tonight, by the way, let's mention him real quick in regards to his ejection from the game. He got ejected early. I believe it was the first or second quarter. Hold on, let me get that completely accurate here. Or was it the third? No, not the third. It was in the second quarter. Okay, so Draymond Green gets ejected in the second quarter. Nothing crazy or unusual about it. Back and forth with the officials. Was not happy about it. I think it involved like a foul call. He wasn't. He didn't like, and he was mouthy. Said too much to Bill Kennedy and company. I think people are getting a little too amused with Bill Kennedy's challenge review clips. I get it; they're funny, but I don't know if they deserve the amount of airtime that Bob Fitzgerald gives to it. Anyway, so Draymond Green gets ejected. I heard Stephen Curry mention again. He said this before that Draymond Green's ejections usually in the short term inject energy into the team. Stephen Curry also said, and this was in the immediate interview after the game with the broadcast crew, Normally, I don't get a chance to hear those. We start right away. I started the tonight's show a few minutes late, dealing with technical issues. So I had the TV on still, and I was listening to it. And he said during halftime when the team was in the locker room that Steve Kerr did not discuss schematics. He didn't discuss anything pertaining to traditional basketball coaching lingo, messaging, stuff like that. What Kerr was telling the team was just to bring more force, to play with urgency. And again, the Warriors are trailing this game at the half. What were they trailing by? They were losing by 7. I think it was 65-58 was the score. And Steph came out in the third quarter on a tear. And again, the third time just this season, he's hit 20 or more points in a quarter. I'm guessing the other two were those two Spurs games where he dropped 49 and 46. I'm not 100% certain of that. That would be my guess. But the 45th time in his career, which is an NBA record. I think Kobe Bryant is second. I don't have the graphic in front of me to show you exactly how that works. And yes, I will trim this beard. This thing is getting sabo. Yeah. Kev F said it best. Play harder, old guys. You can do it. And but apparently at least the messaging resonated with Stephen Curry, because in the third quarter he had 20 points, which absolutely was the difference in this game. More specifically, 4 of 6 from deep in that third quarter, a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 6 of 8 from the field. I remember a clean looking fadeaway 15-footer, which is unstoppable if that's all Steph wants to do in his life. Just little, mid-range fadeaways. He could hit those all day, every day, and no one's stopping that. But he has a 3-point repertoire, which is so elite that he doesn't need to. But again, 11 points, 13 a minute. 11 minutes, 13 seconds in that third quarter, 20 points, 4 of 6 from deep, a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line, added 2 assists, 1 turnover. One of his 2 turnovers were in that third quarter. No one cares about turnovers in a quarter when you're dropping 20 points. Was a plus 11 in net rating in just that third quarter alone. And that ultimately was the difference in the game. But Draymond Green was actually, I thought, playing really good basketball before the ejection. Case in point, his stat line for the evening in limited play. Draymond Green, 12 minutes and 4 seconds of play. And in those 12 minutes, 8 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. Did have 1 ugly turnover, but that was the only turnover. Had 1 block. Even hit a 3. He shot 50% from 3. And then he got ejected. But something tells me the Draymond Green naysayers are going to use a game like this as yet another example of, we got to trade him, bro. We got to move on, bro. I got all the evidence I need. The Utah Jazz. Simon 2 in the chat saying that Steve Kerr does not allow mid-range shots. Yeah, good point. I know Steph is immune from rules for the most part, with the exception of Kerr pulling him out of games when he's on a red hot streak, which we've seen a million times. The best ever in our chat, who just has a yellow square for your logo, saying lessen Dre's minutes at least. That's fair. He's already 4th on the team in minutes. You want even less than that? That is a fact, by the way. Brandon Pajemski on the season averages more minutes per game than Draymond Green. I feel you on the lessen Dre's minutes piece, but can we also lessen Brandon Pajemski's? And again, Pajemski's minutes have been going down a little bit, and I don't know if that's a coaching adjustment. We have seen Buddy Hield basically taken out of the rotation. Pajemski did not finish the last game. The last win, I apologize, against Brooklyn. I don't know. Larry Hoods saying that I know that Draymond is nudie cheeks on. Stop. SJ Shardol dropping $1.99. You're joining us later, right? But thank you for the donation saying thoughts on the Warriors win tonight. It felt good, Shardol. And I'm guessing you get it because that Niners game just sucked. It just sucked, right? Just put me in a really shitty mood. I don't know if you folks feel the same way or not, but that Niner game just no bueno. So I feel you on that. So this at least made the pain a little less, even though it was for the most part a meaningless victory. But if the Warriors are gonna make the playoffs, they got to win games like this. So if you're a part of the fan base that at this point is rooting for the 49ers the way an NFL fan was rooting for the Raiders at the end of the season, I feel you on that. And what I mean really, if you don't get it, is certain teams, fans will root for them to lose for better draft positioning, for maybe to force the team to shake things up. And so I know there's a lot of Warriors fans that want this team to keep losing. So it turns a slight nudge from owner Joe Lacob into a full-on shove of Steve Kerr. And now you're playing for a lottery pick in one of the deepest drafts in NBA history. At least that's what the prognosticators are saying. I feel you. I do. No pushback on that. If you're rooting for this team to at least have one last hurrah and to make some noise in the postseason, maybe. And I do think those people at this point are just fans, right? It's a homer take, but I feel you as well. I get it. But so there's a lot of thoughts, Shardol, in terms of the Warriors win tonight. But a win's a win. And Draymond and Stephen Curry, the fact that he still has it, even though it's not consistent and it sometimes looks a little painstaking, it's cool. It's cool. Split head in the chat saying that Buddy Hield and Brandon Pajemski represent the worst duo ever. And how many games this season? Oh, you're leading me down a dark path that I was trying to avoid. But how many games this season did we watch those two on the court together playing heavy minutes? Oh, I do want a new coach very badly. Very, very badly. Kenneth Williams is saying, have I heard from Bob Myers? No, not yet. I also need to follow up too. It's part of that's on me. If I can get Bob Myers on the show, I'd be stoked. Relentless attitude in the chat saying Steve Kerr just bought himself one of those tiny homes because he likes everything small. Let's see if Steve Kerr's press conference is available yet. Ooh, it is. All right, let's hear from the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. This is courtesy of Basket Man, and this comes immediately following the Golden State Warriors again winning 113-103 the final tonight, overcoming a 7-point halftime deficit thanks in large part to Stephen Curry's heroics. And it's not, I'm sorry, why do I keep saying 113-103? It's because I keep looking at the wrong box score that I did not hit refresh on. The final score was 123-114. I apologize for that. And let's listen to Steve Kerr after the game, talk to the media. Let's see if there were any non-softball questions lobbed his way. Side note, last night, we did not play any sound from Kerr following the demolition derby at Chase Center where OKC came in and just stormed and destroyed. But there was one brief moment that we did miss, which was Kerr being asked about Kaminga and when he found out Kaminga was not going to play, and Steve Kerr's face did not look happy. His answers were terse. He basically just said he found out soon before the game. And the follow-up question was like, do you know if he's going to be available soon? And he just replied, I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that later in the show. But for now, this is following the Warriors and the Jazz. Again, 123-114 the final. I apologize for repeatedly saying 113, 103. Here is the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, talking about his 19-17 Golden State Warriors.
What'd you like more about the second half than the first?
Just the level of connection and competition. I just thought the first half we went through the motions. The spirit wasn't right. And second half, guys really connected, came together, and put together a great 24 minutes.
What'd you think about the Draymond ejection?
I didn't hear what he said, but it was a quick one. You know, I know he got the tee right away. And then Kevin tossed him almost immediately. So I don't know what he said, but I assume it was, something that Kevin just wasn't going to listen to. So I don't know anything more about it than that.
Obviously, 2 quick ejections, and then the other game that he left in the third recently. Is that a concern? Just him missing, large chunks of games recently.
Sorry?
Is it a concern that he's, been out early in a few games recently?
Yeah. I mean, we need Draymond, and I want him out there. So I think he might be up to about 9 techs. So he's got to. We're not halfway through the season yet, so long way to go, and we need him.
Aside from him just being Steph, what changed as far as getting him in better rhythm in that third quarter?
Steph?
Yeah.
It wasn't me, wasn't like play calls or anything. It was just Steph, that's how good he is. And, but again, everything felt right in the second half, the spirit, the energy, the level of competitive fight. And you're much more likely to make shots when you have that approach.
You've seen Melton's defense, but how good is it to get him seeing the 3-point shot going early for him and that two-way impact really showing up right now with DeAnthony?
Yeah, he's barely played for 2 years, so we knew it would take him some time to find his rhythm, and it feels like he's really finding it now.
I want to pause it there for 1 second because of the DeAnthony Melton reference. He is one of the rare positives, feel-good stories on this team. He's one of the very few players that excites me, that gives me some hope and promise, not just for the present, but the future. Keep in mind, he's still in his mid-20s. I think he's 27 more specifically. Let me look up his age real fast. I say that because life will go on after this year. And one of the decisions that I hope the team makes beyond this season, DeAnthony Melton this year is on a veteran minimum contract. But I hope he's a long-term piece, and chances are he's going to be. I don't know if you can get him for the vet min next year, but I don't think he's going to cost you more than $5 or $6 million a season, and that's a bargain for a player of his talents. Point is, I like him a lot, and what we saw tonight, and again, that's just me. I mean, take my opinion for what it's worth. By the way, DeAnthony Melton turns 28 at the end of May, so he essentially will be 28 next year. For all of next year, or at least the vast majority, depending on how deep the team goes in the postseason. But Melton, one of the things that has been inhibiting him a little bit this season has been the 3-point shot. It's been anemic. I think entering tonight's game, he was shooting it at 16% approximately, which is bad. But it's starting to come around. You got to love Melton's defense. He is, to me, a borderline prototypical perfect modern point guard where he can score if you need him to. He can set up his teammates as well as anyone, at least on the Warriors, and mostly around the NBA. And his defense is borderline elite, if not literally elite. I love the guy. I think he's a huge positive for this team. And the shot is starting to come around. That's the biggest reason why I hit the pause here to talk about him for a second. Melton played 24 minutes, 34 seconds tonight and was 5 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from deep. That's very good. That's just shy of 50%. It's 42, 44, 45. Added 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 13 points. I like Melton a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I didn't realize that graphic was just sitting up on the screen. Real quickly here. Chosen people who love Steve Kerr brings up the 9-time championship thing. Friendly reminder. Casey Jones has 12 championships, 4 as a coach, 8 as a player, and just like Steve Kerr, won all those rings on the backs of others. Got his 8 titles as a player, playing alongside the late great, not Bill Walton. Why am I drawing Bill Russell? Jesus Christ. Apologies for the stoner moment there. The late great Bill Russell. And then he won his 3 of his 4 rings thanks to the great Larry Bird. He also won 1 ring as a coach with Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain's Lakers. My point is, no one's talking about Casey Jones today like he is a genius with 12 rings, one of the all-time greats, someone we need to respect and pretend he's deserving of, of the type of subservient nature that you think Steve Kerr apparently deserves. The 9 rings doesn't mean shit, man, is what I'm trying to say. 5 as a player with Michael Jordan and Tim Duncan doing all the heavy lifting. 4 as a coach with Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant doing the heavy lifting. I get it. All coaches have star players to win championships, at least most of them. But at the same time, the only coaches that at least I brag about do it with multiple teams, with different iterations, different stars. They repeat the ingenuity. They show they can develop young players. This guy's a one-trick pony. I don't know if I can ever convince you, but he's a one-trick pony. Average at best as a coach. Genji Gawk saying, bring Armando on the show. Don't make him super chat. I'm not making him do a thing. Armando Lore, and I hope he knows this. I think I made this clear to him. Anytime he wants to come on, it's an open door policy. If he's chatting and not on the show, it's more than likely because he's multitasking. Armando, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. You can even text me if you want, if I'm speaking out of line here or putting words in your mouth. But my main point here, as I'm stuttering for a second, Genji, is he's always welcome. And if he's leaving messages in the chat, my guess is he's multitasking. Right? I hope. And again, Armando, you have my number. Text me if you want to come on. But he's yeah, he's chilling. He's saying he's chilling. He's enjoying the chat. So no, he's always welcome though. And the fact that he joins us once a week I'm forever grateful and appreciative. Love him. No, don't apologize, Genji. You're good. Whoops. No, you're good. You're good. I respect you for wanting more Armando. I get it. Armando, you're loved, brother. And I'm all about giving the people what they want. Aurelius in the chat, dropping a P249.00. Is that Venezuelan currency? But I actually don't know what P249 is for currency. I don't even know if the Venezuela joke was funny, but Aurelius in the chat dropping Steve, quote, anyone but Kaminga, unquote, Kerr is his new nickname. That's fair. Anyone but Kaminga. How about anyone but Johnny? Johnny Kaminga is like just why has it taken this long for like why do we have to wait until him and Kerr were basically like divorced unofficially before the Johnny name became even something that was added to my lexicon? Let's listen to the rest of Steve Kerr's press conference. Who knows if Johnny Kaminga's name will come up, but DeAnthony Melton, I love him. I hope he's a long-time member of the Golden State Warriors. He had a good game tonight. Here's the rest of the press conference with Steve Kerr.
Right. So in addition to some of the behavioral stuff with Draymond popping up again, the team's only been positive in 2 games with him on the floor. since the beginning of December. Is there anything you're seeing in terms of how the team's playing with him on the floor that's changed? 'Cause usually that you guys are great plus minus when he's out there.
Yeah, well, we've been a little jumbled this year. We haven't quite found a rhythm, but I do feel better about the way we've played the last couple of weeks. I think a lot of the numbers, you get small sample sizes, you get, you see different things happen. I mean, I can tell you this. I mean, you look at Draymond's career and he's just, on the plus side in a massive way over and over again. And like I said, the last, 8-10 games, we've started the same way. We've had a better feel, better rotation. And I think we're overall playing better. And I think he's playing better as well.
Steve, along those lines, I mean, Steph was just talking about morale and it being so high in the locker room. Do you feel like there's some momentum right now? You just referenced those, these last 2 weeks, and just maybe the spirits are good too.
Spirit's good. Like I said, first half it wasn't, but I have to.
Spirit's good, unless your name is Johnny Kaminga. Continue on. Anyone but Kaminga.
Say, Buddy Hield didn't play tonight, but his energy on the bench, his just communication with players, staying engaged. Buddy was incredible, and I think Draymond said it a few weeks ago. Buddy's like one of his top 5 teammates of all time. He's one of my favorite players I've ever coached for this reason. He's found himself out of the rotation right now, and he stays upbeat, stays positive, telling jokes on the bench, keeping guys loose. Buddy is an incredible human being, and I know his time's going to come back around, but this is what it takes, to be a really good team, is to have everybody bought in.
When is his time going to come back? In what world will you want him back? Unless you're tanking. I really hope that was a Freudian slip where Steve Kerr is essentially admitting that it's at a certain point this season, they're going to go into tank mode for that lottery pick. What other situation would require Buddy to be back?
And especially the guys like Buddy who are out of the loop, still being part of it and engaged. And he was fantastic tonight.
Hello, Coach. About turnover, I remember a couple of weeks ago, you said like constantly talking about this conversation maybe will affect the players emotionally, but like today they have 10 turnover in the first half, 5 in the second half. Like I was wondering how you approach this conversation recently about turnover.
Which conversation?
About turnover.
Oh, turnovers. Yeah. I don't bring it up anymore. And that's the truth. I'm no longer talking about turnovers with the team.
All right. About second, about Kevin Love, what's your impression of him? And after all this year, continue seeing him out of there and adjusting his roles on the court.
I love.
Who cares about Kerr's opinion on Kevin Love?
Kevin's love for the game, the fact that he's still playing, still effective. I don't know him well. I coached him briefly with USA Basketball, but I love guys like that who just love the game so much and are great teammates and contributing, at an older age in their careers. He's had an amazing career, and it's great to see him still out there contributing.
You were upset at a few of the turnovers tonight, pretty obviously. Steph called it, it's a 10-year problem for y'all, but is it getting to you more this year than maybe in past years?
I mean, they matter more now. I mean, it's pretty obvious, we see it, every night. If we take care of the ball, we generally win. If we don't, we lose. So they matter more, and I know we're capable.
Except for just their very last win, they had more turnovers than the Brooklyn Nets, and they still won. So with the exception of some games, yeah, every time you have less turnovers, you win. The Warriors, side note tonight, in terms of the turnover battle, had a total of 15, and so did Utah. So they tied the Jazz in the turnover department and came away 123-114 winners.
One thing I want to make sure of is that we start getting the ball to Jimmy Moore down the stretch of games. We've lost all these clutch games, and there's nobody better in the league at protecting the ball, getting to the foul line, controlling the game. And we haven't done a good enough job of that, frankly. And that's on me. I've got to do a better job. But, you know, you get him the ball, the game settles, and you're much less likely to, you know, give up a transition three the other way because you're getting the ball in the paint, you're getting fouled, there's just a sense of control. We have to utilize that. Jimmy's one of the best in the league at that, and we're not doing it well enough.
I can tell you this: if your focus is making Jimmy Butler happy, play Kaminga. Jimmy Butler has made it no secret that he is, and the reason why I say that is because of his buddy Ernie on Twitter, who essentially is Jimmy Butler's mouthpiece for the public without being directly connected to those words. Jimmy Butler is not happy about that. He is livid about that. 11 days until we find out how serious the Warriors are, because look. If January 15th rolls around and we don't have serious reports about a Kaminga trade, I don't know if you should expect it. Because if he really is already out the door, you would think there's a trade lined up. You would think the Warriors have had communication with whoever that other team or partner is. And I don't think that other team or partner will need between January 15th and February 5th, a time span of approximately 3 weeks, to suddenly come to the realization, we need Kaminga, or, okay, fine, we give in. If he's gone, most likely on or maybe within a day of January 15th, we're going to learn about that. At a bare minimum, we're going to learn about, like, something's going to leak about what this other team is. The fact that we haven't gotten any speculation about where he might go, the only reports that have come out so far are that the Kings are still interested, but those reports also include the footnote, who knows if the Warriors want to trade him there. I think the Mavericks are interested. I don't know if the Warriors would basically trade Kaminga for Clay. I highly doubt they trade him for Daniel Gafford, a player that, you know, might play 15 minutes a night, a guy who does not have a ton of trade value. So if you want to flip him again this offseason, you're going to get Bupkis, like a second-round pick or something like that. And Chosen People is writing that the Bulls, Wolves, Philly, and Miami has shown us that you're a fool if you focus on making Jimmy happy. Are you sure about that? Because if I remember correctly, he went to Minnesota and pretty much showed them that they were a joke at that point. The Bulls thing, I don't really remember how that split happened, but I remember Philly chose Tobias Harris over him and regret it to this day. I mean, Miami's doing okay right now without him as they moved on, but, you know, I mean, that divorce was more about money than anything else, and Miami just not wanting to give it to him. I don't know. I just, what I'm trying to say is I don't subscribe to that at all. I like, literally, if you actually pay attention to every one of those situations, I don't blame Jimmy. Again, and most of it just came down to money. The Minnesota thing was kind of like a joke. He went in there and just showed them and Tom Thibodeau, you know, like that they're not a serious team. I mean, he took the famous story from the Minnesota Timberwolves experience with Jimmy Butler is he took all the deep bench guys and beat Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns in a scrimmage, and then went home and went on SportsCenter to talk about it. Brandon Jennings, who has been a phenomenal member of the media since he retired, has retold that story phenomenally. I highly recommend Googling that and watching that clip. But I don't buy that rhetoric. Let's hear from Steph. Again, if you haven't subscribed to Basket Band yet, I see his subscriber numbers going up. Good for him. He deserves it. all he does is just post game press conferences, post game interviews, sometimes pregame as well. Let me rephrase that. All he does is publish interviews from the NBA, usually in a press conference setting. And let's hear from Stephen Curry, our FanDuel player of the game. Oh, did you hear that?
What kind of?
Hold on. Can you folks guess what that sound is? Listen again.
What kind of?
That sound was Steph moving the mic as he's taking a sip from a smoothie. And you could see it for yourself. Here is Wardell. Stephen Curry, still going strong at 37, turns 38 in 2 months. 20-point third quarter, third time this season, 45th time in his career. Drinking a Klay Thompson smoothie, it looks like. Looks good. I'm guessing there's fruit in there, some protein. I like smoothies. Here is Stephen Curry.
What kind of got you going in the third?
Just got some clean looks, and then understood what they were trying to do defensively, and taking advantage of switches. And then we played great defense for most of that quarter, which gave us some transition opportunities too, and I was able to run. Beat the defense where they get set up, so they usually plays into our hands. Thankfully, shots went in and gave us a lot of momentum, and that group that started the fourth did a great job to capitalize and hold them to 18 in the fourth. No matter how many points you score, you're going to win a lot of games that way.
This is the third time in the past couple of weeks that Draymond has either gotten ejected or kind of left a game early, and you guys played really well after each three. How do you kind of square that?
We won the game. That's all we care about. That's all he cares about. I know he'd rather be out there. I don't know what he said to the ref, but I didn't think it was, or the consensus in the locker room was it wasn't enough to get thrown out.
That
Without Draymond, what were some of the adjustments you
That
the hell was that? Hold on.
in the locker room was it wasn't enough to get thrown out.
Telling you, man, these storms are bringing humidity and ridiculous warm weather in early January. I'm not making this up. These weather patterns that are coming from the Western Pacific makes me wonder if Mavericks is going off right now. It's bringing a lot of warm air, and with warmth comes bugs. And in early January at Chase Center, there's Stephen Curry swatting at a gnat or a mosquito or whatever the hell that was. Anyway, started to interrupt the press conference.
Without Draymond, what were some of the adjustments you guys made at halftime to sort of mitigate his loss?
I just ran a lot of pick and roll, kept it pretty simple. Like I said, I understood what they were trying to do defensively, whether it was a contained blitz or they were just going to switch and put the big on me. And you're able to kind of have a predictable offense that way. It was less chaos, off-ball action with me. So necessary adjustment with him out.
Steph, we know what Melt can do defensively, but how nice was it to see his three-point shot going early as well?
We know he can shoot, and there's no worry about that. You realize how much time he's had off in his injury, so it's a matter of time for him to get his rhythm. And the one thing about him, he's gonna keep shooting. That's the best part of a guy that understands who he is, what he can do, and don't let misses, linger in your head. You just keep shooting.
Personally, do you like the look-away three or the logo three more?
They're both great. They're both great.
Steph, you and your dad passed the Shazes officially tonight for most games.
Who?
The Shazes, Dolphin Danny.
Oh, yeah. I heard what you said. Just keep going.
What does that one mean to you out of the things that you've accomplished already?
One, I'm mad at Raymond. He didn't tell me that when I left the court, so I could be prepared for that answer because I didn't know that was a thing. But it's cool, just longevity and the family business being in this game. Yeah, my brother's points, it's even better. So pretty special for the Curry family as a whole, knowing that he played for 16 years. I'm in my 17th year, still trying to do it. And yeah, I mean, dream come true, to be honest.
Next game, you'll be 2 games ahead of.
There we go. There we go.
So in that third quarter, after 17 years in the league, does that count for you as a dunk at this stage of your career?
I was joking with the whole bench because last year in Philly, I said that was my last dunk. And then I surprised myself when I got in the air that I was high enough. And then I made my mind up at the end I was going to try to turn it over. So I'm going to count it just because who knows how many chances I get. But I have to ask the locker room if they agree with me or not.
Steve,
real quick here. When I heard that bizarre stat, I think that was Nick Friedel who brought that up, that most games all time by a father and son combined. I heard that last name and was like, who the hell are the Shaze's? So I looked it up. And what Steph and Del Curry, the record they broke, was formerly owned by Dolph Shays, an NBA Hall of Famer who played for the Syracuse Nationals. And then, so this was like the very early days of the NBA. And then his son, Danny Shays, played for various teams, including the Denver Nuggets. So Danny Shays played from 81, played 18 seasons. So Danny played from 81 to 99. Yet the name rings 0 bells, but he apparently did play in the NBA from 1981 to 99 for teams like the Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets, and Milwaukee Bucks. Do any of you remember Danny Shays? I don't. And then his father was Dolph Shays, Hall of Famer, 12-time All-Star, NBA champion with the Syracuse Nationals in 1955. So anyways, the point is Steph and Del Curry surpassed them as the most games ever played by a father-son duo. Dolph Shays and his son Danny played 2,134 games combined in the NBA. Steph and Del Curry have now played 2,135. And again, that doesn't include, as Steph brought up, Seth Curry, who is not included in this mark because that's another sibling. And I currently can't see what other father-son combos are up on that list. I was checking to see if, like, let's say Kobe and his father, I imagine they're on the list. Rick and Brent are probably on that list. There's a whole bunch of father-son duos. I don't know if GP2 has played enough to get on the list with his dad, Gary, but just in case you're wondering, that's what that reference was. It was the Shays. And Zach, you will join the show as soon as we're done listening to Stephen Curry, followed by either Quentin or Cam. Those two always have the fire Kerr. And now it's Trey Dre is added to the handle there. So those are our two audience members joining us on the show in just a moment. Let's finish up with Wardell following tonight's 123-114 victory.
Was pretty upset with a few of the turnovers tonight. It's not like it was some crazy turnover night, but that aspect of the game seems to be wearing on him a little bit. How much do you just view that as like kind of the biggest problem that you guys continually need to solve?
It's been a talking point for a decade. The way that we play, we know that there's going to be turnovers because we like to pass the ball. We, have a lot of organized chaos with off-ball movement and all that type of stuff. It is just the type of turnovers you're going to have some. You never want anybody out there second guessing or playing passive or, timid to make a play. But it's the ones that are kind of mindless or just lead to, easy, uncontested points on the other end that kill momentum. And no matter how great a defense you play, if you do that 3, 4, 5 times, it's hard to overcome. So we had maybe 3 or 4 of those where there's no resistance from the defense. We're just turning the ball over. Those are the ones that are always going to get him red in the face. But overall, I think we've been doing a lot better the last couple of weeks, even if the numbers are still relatively the same.
You guys are 6-2 in the last 8. Does it feel like, you're generating momentum?
Yeah, obviously last night was rough. The Toronto game was rough, but you do have to remember, where we were a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and what's ahead in terms of, opportunity to put, string wins together. But I think our morale is pretty high, and, we're playing hard and competing, but we'll see what happens after this game in LA and this homestand we have.
Steph, here on your right, year 17, you played nearly every second of that third quarter, and you had 20.
I can't help but be amused by that. Steph here to your right, and Steph is like, "Do you think I give a shit?"
Here on your right, year 17, you played nearly every second of that third quarter, and you had 20. You got, the vibes going, but are you running on fumes at that point? How do you feel after a quarter like that where you play basically the whole way? And do you like Steve letting you play basically the whole quarter?
Yeah, it was a great feel tonight. Sometimes, he has to make a decision, looking at time and score, looking at rotations and Draymond out and all that type of thing. But it's really all mental. Pretty resilient, able to adjust to how the game is going,
Yeah, it's all mental until you pop a hammy. And of course, all these players think it's mental. Yeah, no shit, but you got to be realistic. I'm not criticizing Steph with that answer, but I'm just saying, like, every athlete's going to sit here and tell you mentally you could prepare yourself to play forever. But dude, we don't want your hamstring popping, buddy. And that question was referring to the third quarter tonight where Steph scored 20 points. And I'm looking up his minutes in that quarter. Yeah, he played all but 47 seconds of that third quarter. Steph finished the night minutes-wise with 34 minutes and 16 seconds of play, slightly above the 30-minute threshold that they're aiming for this season, so we don't see serious injuries occurring.
Even though you're giving everything you got, you can still pace yourself, recover during timeouts, all that type of stuff. So I never really worry about it too much. I do love to keep going if I got a hot hand. That's, what every player wants, especially if you got a rhythm like that. So and then managing the game in the fourth quarter, knowing that they were going to try to take me out of it, but just playing under control, finish the game, and I knew I did enough in the third to get us to the win.
All right, and that's Wardell, and let's welcome Zach. I don't think we've met before, have we? Is this your first time on the show? Second?
Can you hear me first, by the way?
Loud and clear. Yes, you're good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing okay, man. You look familiar, but I can't remember if you've been on. I'm sorry.
I don't think I have.
Okay, well, welcome.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a long time watcher of your show. Love your show.
Long time listener, first time caller. Isn't that the old line?
It's very cathartic. I'm sure a lot of people feel very similarly to me because, and by the way, just for some context, I used to listen to 95.7 The Game a lot. I used to listen to KBR a lot.
So did I.
And and to have someone push back on a lot of the BS that all these media figures echo is cathartic because it's like you're speaking for the people that don't have a voice, and then you're giving this opportunity to people to
trying, man,
as well.
And just to add to that, Zach, it is sad, like legacy media and media entities that were part or are part of corporations, they used to not be like this, where they were so timid and like they're walking on eggshells and like corporate media now, like I feel like the agenda across the board is just don't offend people, play it safe, keep it down the middle, don't be controversial, don't ruffle feathers, just play it safe. We just want content that's not gonna make anyone mad at us. And that's not genuine, that's not authentic, it's not real. And I mean, you might as well just go to the internet and read about stories. And I mean, what's the point of doing a radio show or a TV show or any of this stuff? God bless you too, man, for giving different voices and opportunity. And God bless you, brother, and folks like you who are giving us a shot, man. And sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, well, no, yeah, totally. So yeah, I just had some thoughts. Not about this game in particular, but just some, the kind of things that I've been thinking over the past weeks and months and years of being a fan and listening to your channel and things like that. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about is the psychological effect. And I'm not, some kind of psychologist or something, but the effect on a player, a young player, a kid, of their career being sabotaged from the beginning. So I don't know why some fans, some of the, the people who, I don't know if they're trolling when they're calling in, or maybe they just don't have perspective, or maybe they just, I don't know what, but they think that a player can be yanked around and given, even a lottery pick, a player who has tremendous self-confidence and tremendous hopes for their careers and their lives and what their place in the league. And for a coach to give them 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 0 minutes, DMPs. Oh, now I'll give you 20 minutes. That kind of just yanking them around and pretend that doesn't have effect on their confidence and their, and their development. It's crazy. They're just people. I mean, yes, they get paid a lot, but we forget, because we see the dollar signs and we see them on TV, that they're actually people.
Correct.
And to treat them like, they're not just chess pieces. They're people who play the game. And so you have to show them a certain kind of respect and instill confidence in them. Like I have my own personal experiences in college, nothing like what these guys deal with, where I was affected by, lack of faith from a coach. And it really affected me to pretend like these, so that's one thing. But then also, what is the actual effect of because basketball, like so many sports, I think it's really a lot about confidence. And so when your coach is telling you that you're just a role player, you need to, you're not allowed to be an ascendant player. You just have to play this role, even if you're a lottery pick, even if you have all the talent in the world, and you just expect that guy to just be happy. We have to put aside the fact that they're making money and just think about them as people. So that's the first thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah, and we brought this up on this show as well too. It's and it's not. And what's even crazier is where are you in the world? If you don't mind, if you don't,
I'm in Berkeley.
Oh, so you're in the Bay Area. Okay, so yeah. You'll get this. Cost of living is as you know, as anybody who lives here, and even all the people who have been forced to move away are very aware of this. It is so damn expensive here. I think it's the most expensive area in the country, one of the most expensive in the world, and that trend will continue going in one direction for probably forever, man. I don't ever see it changing. My point is, Pat Spencer, case in point, as a two-way player, is making his salary this year approximately, if I have this correct, is $636,000. And I bring that up because even though that's a shitload of money, it's a shitload of money to me. I'm going to guess, maybe I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's a shitload of money to you. But in the Bay Area, he's like middle class. As insane as it sounds, he's probably like a middle class human being. So on top of the fact that these guys are just human, a lot of these dudes are not even like enjoying the level of privilege that a lot of professional athletes may or may not typically experience. I'm not sitting here saying let's shed tears for Pat Spencer, but my point is, just like you said, these are humans. There is a right way and a wrong way to lead them if you're in a position of power. And I've been harping on that for years, brother. Like that, like it's the way Kerr treats these players. Ramona Shelburne has been on the show. I got to get her back. I'm long overdue to check in on her for a follow-up appearance, but she has done great reporting on that as well. And she's a former athlete. I feel like anyone, you mentioned you were a former athlete who had a coach who treated you like that. And so you personally have the perspective of knowing how that feels, and it sucks. But taking it to a more grander, more macro level, I'm guessing most people out there have been in a situation, period, whether it's sports, classrooms, work, where you've had like a boss, a teacher, anything, someone who has the power to decide things for your life, and they're abusing it, and there's malfeasance going on. There is just an egregious level of leadership there. It's just not even leadership. It's just all you're doing is turning people off and regressing them in terms of development. It sucks. And again, Ramona Shelburne brought it up because she said she understood that perspective as a former role player playing on the Stanford softball team. Anybody who's had a shitty boss, I'm sure the way Kerr treats the young players, understands how shitty that is, especially with Pajemski getting the favorable treatment compared to the rest of the players. It's like, how many of you have had a boss out there who has their favorite employee, and even if you're working harder than them, even if you're smarter than them, even by any metric that you can actually put on paper that you're superior to them in, if the boss likes them more, you're effed. There's nothing you could do. And it's one of the most frustrating situations I think you can find yourself in life. So I do think that I feel your frustration is what I'm trying to say. It's not good leadership at all.
Yeah. And because these guys, again, it's hard for us to be empathetic because we can't be, because we're not making the kind of money they make. But they have goals. Like don't tell me.
And they're human. And they're still human, right, Zach?
Yeah. Like JK, he has some goals in mind, and that's being sabotaged. So it doesn't. So if there's a fan out there listening to your show who thinks, screw him, he's a millionaire, you can have that opinion, but he is still being sabotaged. That's the fact.
Yeah.
So you can feel however you want to feel about it, but what's happening is what's happening. And the next thing I want to point out, I have a whole, so many things, so maybe I'll call back for some more stuff. So maybe just one more thing. I don't know.
At least one more.
Yeah. Talk about more stuff another time. But I just want to say something that I feel like is super important to say, which is just to focus in on 1 second and on JK's talent and athleticism. So you guys were talking about this last night, but he, in my opinion, I've been watching basketball for a while. I'm 34, so not that long, but a while. And so I've seen a lot of great players play. He has, and just in terms of like the talent, his body, his strength, his size, his length, his athleticism, his speed, his aggression, his skills in those areas are all-time skills. All-time skills. He's not good.
You're talking about Johnny Kaminga?
His skills in those areas, yeah, JK's skills are all-time skills. Now the question is he going to develop all those skills all the way and be what he can be? But I don't understand personally how anybody who's watched basketball for any length of time can see him play for the 3 years or however long he's been in the team and not see that. If I don't understand how someone can watch him and not see the talent. And then you look at like any ascendant player in the league, a lottery pick for typically, maybe the first year they'll get 20 minutes a game. The second year it goes to 25 or 30. The next year 35 or whatever. And they're all their statistics, all those things that validate how people feel about players, go steadily up. To not play this guy the minutes he deserves, a commensurate amount of minutes to his talent, is the most it's hard to put into words how
no you're I think you're articulating yourself clearly.
It's insane. It's nonsensical.
You can say insane. You can.
It's insanity. So I don't know what else to say. And for fans, God bless you for being fans, but if you don't see that, you don't know athleticism, you don't know basketball, you don't know what you're watching. So I just want that's my
brother, I feel you. And it's, we've been, It's so frustrating. It just makes no sense, man. I really wish one thing on last night's show. I don't know if you watched that. Connor Letourneau said one thing that resonated with me, because to me, one of the great mysteries of this whole situation is how Lacob feels about what Kerr's doing, right? We know how Lacob feels about Kaminga, and we know how a lot of people in the organization feels about Kaminga, but we don't know how Lacob feels about Steve Kerr DNPing Johnny Kaminga as much as he had and essentially just taking him out of the rotation altogether for weeks at a time, months at a time. I think, Zach, we're losing you. Thank you so much for coming on, brother. Come back soon, please. The great call. It just makes no sense. I mean, it doesn't take rocket science to look at this roster and come to the conclusion that Kaminga is better than most, yet he can't fit. Like that's the reasoning Kerr constantly gives. It's not a good fit. That's what he keeps saying. And it's just like, what does that mean? Like it was like months ago when I kind of got exhausted of even that excuse. Like, come up with something new besides fit as being a reasoning to just basically sabotage an individual's career. The fact that he is 18th, 1/8 in his draft class in minutes per game. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Is this Cam or is this Quentin? Fire Kerr trade Dre.
Cam, what's up with it?
What's up, Cam? How you doing, man? Love the hair. Is that your real hair, dude? That's your hair?
But yeah,
is that your hair?
Yeah, that's my hair.
That's fucking awesome, brother. Look at you.
But for sure,
goddamn healthy looking head of hair.
We got
like,
the perfect example.
Go ahead.
For the Kaminga haters. Y'all say he didn't know how to play. He didn't fit. No, he just DNP Will Richards, saying he's a rookie. He doesn't deserve the time yet. So he did the same thing to Kaminga and Moody. That's why he DNPing these players, because he want to give it to the old players for some stupid reason. Like, it really just don't make sense. And I think we could have won that game yesterday. But he had Pods out there playing with Spence. Like, bro, they do not deserve to be on the same floor together. One at a time. Play Gee. And tonight, Gary Payton the first off the bench instead of Gee when Draymond went out.
Do you have your stats in front of you?
I know Draymond is a legend with us. He did his thing. He helped us win championships, but it's over. Trade that man. Every time he goes out, we start killing. The offense flows way better. Jimmy gets to handle the ball. As soon as Draymond gone, Jimmy starts smiling. And Kerr got to stop giving Steph all these guards and do like he do with Jimmy. Give him some wings and watch Steph cook.
By the way,
it's
Will
just
Richard,
insane what this man Kerr still doing.
Can you hear me, Cam?
What would you say?
Can you? I don't know if you can hear me, but I haven't talked about Will Richard. At all
Yeah,
tonight.
a little bit. I can hear you on my other phone.
All right, real quick, let me just say this and I'll shut up. Will Richard was awesome. I've been singing this kid effusive praise for months now, man. This guy is the real deal. Tonight, I wish he played more. 17 minutes, 51 seconds. He's got a 3-point stroke that is smooth. 8 points. He was 50% from deep in those 17 minutes and change. Added 2 rebounds. My point is, I love Will Richard. Never stop playing him, please. And I'm going to shut up now, Cam. What else do you want to talk about?
For sure. How many minutes did Pods play?
Well, someone in the chat asked what my thoughts were. I talked about it at the beginning of the show. I'm going to answer that in just a second, I promise. But T.O. Irvin in the chat asking, how was Podziemski tonight? He got 8 assists. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. If he can get the assists at 5 or more, I will ease off. I'll just pretend that he had a good night, even if the other stats were not great. Podziemski tonight, 24 minutes and 3 seconds, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from deep, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He's one of the worst free throw shooters on the team. Finished with 6 points, 6 rebounds, but he did have those 8 assists, and I'm going to give him his due for that. What were your thoughts on Podziemski tonight?
He still was clunky. He still was doing things I didn't really agree with. But 24 minutes, that's okay. It's not okay, but it's not as bad as 30 minutes, 30-plus minutes. So I'm happy about that.
I want 15.
You see what
15
Curry
is a good number.
Curry said, I like when I'm in rhythm. I'm not being taken out in the post game. That's a straight shot at Kerr. Stop taking me out when I got the hot hand and I'm in rhythm. And you also see he avoided that question about Draymond. They asked him, when Draymond goes out, you guys are playing way better. He started making up some other stuff, like he didn't even answer the question. He too much of a good guy. Sometimes you gotta let people go so you can keep ascending. He really could be the best player ever, but Kerr and Draymond is holding him back. But my stuff messing up, though. I'm going to holler.
No, before you go, Cam. We lost them. I was going to ask how the website's going. The fundraiser. He was going to create set up like a GoFundMe or something like that for to generate revenue so he can get a ticket to a Warriors game seated as close to Steve Kerr as possible, so he could basically hound him for an entire game. But he bailed on us. That's a shame. Cam, create that GoFundMe, please, soon. I want to get that drive going for you. Old Farm Craft. That is not moonshine. That's a piece of wood. How are you doing, Farm?
Yes, I doing good, man. Honestly, like I'm on the same strain as Cam, and I was saying it in the chat, man. I'm over. Like I was mad all night long. Like, and I understand why. It feels good to get a win because I'm dealing with the same Stockholm syndrome every other Warriors, like true Warriors fan is dealing with. I'm so sick of being stoked about a win against a bottom tier team. They're fourth in the West, which means they're like bottom 6 NBA probably. Like, why are we so stoked? Because we're being lulled to sleep. We get blown out in. First of all, dude, I thought your comment yesterday about like the NBA should find the Warriors organization, and fans should be pissed. Why did they sit all 3 vets? Like the top. Like if I was at that game, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
My friend Katie went to that game, and
she
is a diehard Stephen Curry fan. Like she lives in LA. Her entire reason for coming up here, for buying that ticket, was to watch Steph play against the Thunder. Dude, yeah, there were a lot of very disappointed, very upset people about when it came to the DNPs.
Yeah. I mean, there's no excuse for that. I really think that this is a marquee game. That's what I believe the announcer said. Like that was an important game.
It was a nationally televised game on Prime.
Dude, we could have competed in that game, and you punted to play the frickin' Jazz.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No, but it goes. You know what, Cy? It goes exactly with Kerr's words to frickin' his good old boy buddy Tom Tolbert in his show that he doesn't believe in his own team. So
Crazy.
What does he do? He punts in the competitive game because he doesn't think that they can compete with the Thunder or the Spurs in the next 4 or 5 years. So I'm out on Kerr. The sooner he's gone, the better. These games where they win, thank God it wasn't a clutch game. I was like, are you like? I mean, you know what I mean? Like Curry still played heavy minutes. Thankfully, Curry didn't have to come in until 6 minutes left in the fourth. But like Curry's comments, like, dude, I know that you've got a lot going on, man, but like, you got to see that the way you're being played, you're going to end up with an injury, and maybe he's good with that. Personally, I think that's a bad look. It speaks to self mismanagement, and nobody really can criticize Steph because of his greatness and whatnot, but you can, and
what do you want to criticize Steph for in this instance? For being complacent?
No. Yeah, I think complacency. I don't even know if complacency is the right word. Dude's so busy. He's a family man. He's got a lot going on. His back must be so sore from carrying this team because they weren't even in this game until he had a 20-point quarter. I'm just stating the obvious.
I'm glad. Excuse me. I'm glad you said that. That is not a good look. The fact that the Warriors were down by 7 to the Jazz at halftime and needed a Stephen Curry 20-point third quarter to pull this off, and his minutes. I'm glad you also brought up the fact that in the fourth quarter of this game, Stephen Curry played a total of 6 minutes on the dot. I think you said.
I did.
And thankfully, they didn't need more. And if this was a closer game, Kerr would have done that.
Yes.
I have no idea why Kerr is not being called out for the minutes that he keeps allocating for Steph, man. He is setting Steph up for a major injury. And who knows if that's the goal. So you can just kind of scapegoat that for your entire season. It sucks. This whole thing sucks. You're right.
And it's I don't my natural inclination is to go there. That's how I think. That's my job, is to think conspiratorially.
What job do you have?
It's not my actual occupation. It's just well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. But no. But my job in my own head is, in my own legend in my own mind, is to go there, is to think that, for example, right? We can't watch night in, night out Kerr playing these moronic small lineups in this NBA, where the vast majority of teams are playing big. We can't do we actually believe he's this stupid? Like, the other option is that he's old and senile, and that's very possible.
Farm. I'm going to be real with you here, man.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people and I've said this is nothing new, but people just have a very hard time accepting this or believing me, maybe both. You're onto something saying that.
Yeah, and my wife said something too, which is that he's an arrogant son of a bitch.
Well, I keep using the word obtuse. I can't think of a better word to describe him, but he is like look, I've heard a lot of stories behind the scenes of people who have confronted Steve Kerr, whether it's an agent, a player, or otherwise, and every time they present logic to him, the way they describe the conversation going is they'll present the logic. They'll tell him what he's doing wrong and how it makes no sense. And he never pushes back. He listens and goes, "Oh, you're right." Now,
and
whether he
do shit.
does anything about it is a whole other story. Most of the time, sometimes he does, right? We have stories where he's listened to Nick Wren and in the NBA Finals in 2015 and put Andre Iguodala into the starting lineup in Game 4, right? I think. But the point is, that's how he rolls. And when I learned that, that's when the aura of Steve Kerr vanished. That's when I realized, so there's just really nothing special about this guy, but he's a charming son of a bitch. He is a media savant. I'll give him credit for that. If he has a high acumen for anything, it's the media game. He plays it well. But when it comes to just complexities involving, I don't know, most things in life, no, there just isn't a lot there. And when I learned that, that's when I realized, dude, we need some fresh blood in here, man. Like, this is, no
doubt.
Yeah. So.
And just let me know when Cam gets that GoFundMe up and running, because here, I'll turn my camera.
I will.
Bro, look, man, I'm ready to go. Okay, we're ready to go.
By the way, love your beard.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate
love
that.
Your beard. I wish you'd show up more often. I envy your hair. It's beautiful. And the jersey. I feel like that jersey. I will give the Warriors credit, man. That's a good look.
Yes, This might be my favorite jersey. I think my favorite town iteration for sure.
Yeah, and the brown, just all of it, man. It's my style.
It's nice. Dude. It is. I do too. I live up in the Redwoods. It's the best.
Do you mind me if I ask?
Santa Cruz Mountains. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've said that before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, gorgeous. Did the storms mess you guys up at all? Did you escape?
We were out of town when a good chunk of Santa Cruz County lost power. So we were good. It is, but we're set up. We got generators, but
the generators don't fix the Wi-Fi issue. I've had people tell me maybe I should do Starlink. But Starlink doesn't match the speed that I need to do to basically host a program like this.
Yes.
Which causes problems. But anyways,
I can confirm
is where generators won't do much. But
correct.
Man, we're being way too esoteric now. Go ahead. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, let me know, Cam, when you set it up. I will go. I don't care if I get kicked out, banned for life. I will go and sit behind Kerr and just yell, "Hey, play Gee." All night long. I stop playing GP2. Stop. Can we stop with pods? He is. as good a ball handler. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. He's not as good a ball handler as Pat Spencer, right? He does maybe a few things here and there better. You could play him for longer spurts, but I mean, who knows how many minutes Pat Spencer could be playing if he was getting as long a leash as Pods. Like Pat Spencer's a much better ball handler, a much better. Hey, the other night against the Thunder, 11 assists. You want to talk about assist numbers? And everybody was talking bad on Pat. Like he had a tough night. Like you can't be surprised when he's getting played heavy minutes out of nowhere against a juggernaut like the Thunder. So
I feel you on that. No, 100%, man. I had people calling me insane for saying that I think Pat Spencer should be ahead of Brandon Podziemski in the rotation, but it's like, why not? He's a real athlete. You can't accuse him of. I mean, the dude won the equivalent of the Heisman in lacrosse, and then just transitioned into basketball as like using his 5th year of eligibility in college. Like the guy is a real athlete.
Yes, he could play. Yes, dude, he could play any sport. He could pick up any sport.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person he is. It's like oh man, white man can't jump.
Yeah,
they're like this dude. This. Oh no, it wasn't white man can't jump. It was the longest yard. You know that Adam Sandler movie where he plays as a prison quarterback. Yeah, and he's playing yard, and the guy's like, but they're playing basketball in the yard, and they're like, dang, I thought he played football. It's like, yeah, no, he's a natural athlete. He's good at any sport, and that's who Pat Spencer is.
Yep.
So you can't ignore that. Should he be the second man off the bench? No, but neither should Pods. I think DeAnthony Melton shooting really, a lot better tonight was a very good sign. And to any other person, to any other coach, that would mean Pods is like 5 minutes off the bench. Easily.
It's not going to mean a thing to Kerr.
No.
The
He's so rigid.
right now is DeAnthony Melton's still on a minute restriction as far as we know. So the 24 minutes
Right.
is all he can do. So
Right.
there's at least a reassurance there that there's some rhyme and reason behind his minutes being limited. But I love DeAnthony Melton. I wish he had a bigger role. And I want to bring this up while you're here with us, Farm. This chat comment that I had highlighted from the best ever, who says the way Kerr treats most young players isn't great, but to say that Kaminga is a legit all-star is absurd. I've never once said he's a legit all-star. Anyone who says that is wrong. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like playing the assumption game, but my whole point is let's see if he is. None of us knows what this kid's potential ultimately is, and we're never going to find that out as long as he doesn't get the minutes. What is the harm in giving him Podziemski's minutes? You're a 500 team. What's the worst that can happen? Like none of this makes sense, man. And
honestly, I thought he was breaking out in season 3. To be honest,
me too.
I don't understand. Like the only thing that I can think of is just not having a good relationship with Kerr, because it's obvious to anybody who sees it. Kerr just doesn't understand development, and he doesn't know that you need to play. I mean, except for Pods, for some reason he got it with this clown who is a glorified G League player at best. Like this is his ceiling.
Like
this is his ceiling.
Reaction to Latasha in her chat, who says Pat Spencer is not better than Pods. And again, these are just opinions.
I mean, that's just
It's just opinions. But I don't understand why you think anyone who thinks Podziemski is great. Why do you think that?
I mean, you tell her to come on. Tell her to come on and argue her point, because just saying that in a paid chat. Thanks for the donation to Cyrus, I guess. Because
it wasn't paid.
Oh, it wasn't paid. It was just a comment, highlight comment. But it's like, dude,
thank you for the time and for just being a part of this. But
no, that's awesome. But it's like, okay, my answer to that is, well, Pods is not better than Pat Spencer. It means nothing. The sentiment is, oh, that's a wonderful opinion. Now, objectively show me. Also, do you play basketball, and can you use the eye test and say, oh, that's right. Pat Spencer doesn't let the ball stick in his hands. One, he's always making the open pass, an underrated skill in basketball. Also, as an undersized guard, he plays great defense up, to size. Okay, I have to agree with awful coaching. the perennial problem of the NBA is bad defense.
That dude
So
is
it's
so funny, by the way. He's
He-
so
oh my, that was amazing. Obviously, like, dude, you have to, because it's like we need at least once a month a good detox from this terrible season where we can just rant about bad defense. But I think he's
so good at ranting. He's so good at it. And by the way, I want to the best ever following up saying that he thinks he's seen enough of Kaminga to come to a conclusion. We can agree to disagree there, man. Again, he's he's 18th in his draft class. That means there are 17 players drafted in 2021 who have played more than him, who have gotten more opportunities than him. And every time he actually gets the minutes, friendly reminder, when Kaminga plays 30 minutes or more, 21 points a game, over 6 rebounds per game, over 41% shooting from deep. And that's on top of the athleticism that he brings that virtually no one else on this team has. What I haven't seen are enough negatives to say that he shouldn't deserve minutes when you see who else is on this roster. Makes no sense.
100%. Nobody even touches him as far as athleticism, and that's including Jimmy and Will Richard. I would say those are the two other most athletic people, next to Steph, who's 37. He's going to have a drop off. But dude, I mean, oh gosh, who was it? I saw it was on Twitter. I think it was the Light Years guys. They were saying, "Oh, look at career minutes, Kaminga and Trey Murphy." Okay, dude.
Did they do a total minutes thing? Or
yes, yeah, it was total minutes, and it's like, dude, no. It's average minutes per season.
Exactly.
Okay, who had an entire year off? Oh, that's right, Trey Murphy. Okay, so. How many did Trey Murphy average? He averaged like 30, 35, something like that.
I saw one of those D-bags also make a comparison like that with Jalen Johnson of the Hawks, right? Another player from that draft. As like the total minutes. It's like, do you not understand? Jalen Johnson missed a whole year because of injury. Trey Murphy has missed, I think, when you cumulative total, has missed about a year of his career. So, of course, Kaminga is going to beat them in total minutes. He has not had season.
Maybe not anymore.
Well, yeah, who knows now? Yeah,
we're probably evening out.
And and it's really sad because Kaminga has his total minutes are at a point now where the rankings don't count him as the team's leading rebounder anymore because he's DNP'd so much that he doesn't meet the minute threshold. It's
unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I think if you look at Kaminga and his raw talent, just raw athleticism and what he can play, like give him 30 plus a night for 10 games and then tell me. Because if you do that, you're going to see him break out. And don't try to corral him and make him play the Draymond role, which is what Steve Kerr wants him to do. He wants him to go stand in the corner and then do a freaking handoff and then screen. No, put him in the dunker spot, give him the ball, let him cook, and we'll see Kaminga. Who cares? Let him take mid-range shots. Yeah. Also, agreed. By the way, if Steph, this was a totally off the beaten path here. If Steph Curry took more mid-range shots, he would be unguardable because he's automatic from the mid-range. And we definitely don't have enough mid-range looks, but I think that Kerr in his game is allergic to the mid-range shot. I think he doesn't want anyone taking mid-range shots. Unless Jimmy. It's like, except Jimmy, unless it's a driving floater or some such nonsense.
Jimmy and Steph have a green light for that. Everyone else, and part of that is just the reality of today's game. When you look at the percentages, and you see a mid-range shot in Kerr's mind, I'm guessing he's thinking you might as well just put up a 3. Like the odds are almost the same of that shot going in. So why not just step back another 5-10 feet and go all out? But I feel you, and a lot of this to me, and it's a huge turnoff of Steve Kerr from my perspective, which is that I think a lot of these decisions he makes are based off ego, based off control, like wanting to retain control. And those are just not traits of a good leader, man. Like good leaders are not insecure. Yeah. Good leaders don't ever put themselves into the equation and don't use words like you shouldn't be a me person. Like if you're going to be a leader of men or women or people, like you just, that to me is not a trait that represents like effectiveness and success.
I'm curious, Cy, what is your opinion of Joe Mazzulla as a coach?
This is just my opinion, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong on this. TBD. Because some Celtics fans still aren't sold on him, and the fact that some, and these are like the hardcore fans who are kind of like me, right? Like hard to please a little bit, and
right.
Greatness, right? And so some of them aren't sold on Mazzulla, and the fact that he still has not won that whole fan base over tells me something. But look, the guy won a championship, right? And he actually cares.
Yeah.
The only thing this season that I
tough.
noticed that I didn't like is Anthony Simons was getting the Kaminga treatment. And who knows? And I heard some griping from Celtics fans about that. Who knows? But
I want to say that Mizzou. Well, I see a comp to like Mike Brown in the sense that holding players accountable and not doing the ego management that Kerr does. And also, too, this is such an anecdotal observation. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but he doesn't, he goes to the podium and it's no nonsense. He's not doing this ooze and, he's not waxing eloquent. He's just like straight to the point. If the question is stupid, he's like, all right, next question, can we pretend to be like, there's that one person asking the question today of Steve, and I don't know if she's like from China or somewhere in Asia. Very difficult to understand, and Steve's like pretending to listen, and then I don't know if anybody understood what she was asking, but turnovers is what we got out of it, and then Steve just made up an answer, and I'm like, dude, you're clearly not serious to me if you're taking this question seriously. And that bugs me. I want a guy who's just like, here's the problem. Yeah. Here's how we're going to fix it. I don't care about your feelings,
I really think Gingy's, he looks like a guy who's like checked out. And this is where Joe, I'd love to know what Joe's thinking about all this. I also, before you go, someone in the chat mentioned that the Santa Cruz Mountains are an area of privilege. And I want to push back on that. And my area is the same. I don't think we live in places of privilege. And if you look at the reason why I say that is the housing market. I don't think homes where we live are as expensive as everywhere else in the Bay Area. And it's because we live in the mountains, man. We got to deal with all
100%.
The weather, power outages, the damage to your home from all this excess rain, these big ass trees above our home, one of those stems.
Yes, dude, I was on my way down to South. It's perfect segue into this. I was on my way down to South County from my house, and I got about halfway down this mountain path that's got no service. And one of two options, I could have gone and backtracked a little bit and gone to the freeway. Well, there's a tree across the road. So I had to back up and turn around and backtrack about 15, 20 minutes out of my way to go back around it. So, that you're 100% correct.
It's not an area of luxury. And look, I guarantee, I don't know if you own your home. I'm very lucky.
I do not.
And I'm very lucky to be a homeowner. It took me 39 years before I bought my first house in Reno. And I think I bought it for $200,000. And that appreciated enough 5 years later where I sold it, and that was enough for the down payment for this spot. And at the time, my credit and all that was barely good enough for me to buy this house. But make no mistake, I didn't buy a house a 2-hour drive away from San Francisco because I wanted to. It's because, dude, the Bay Area is so dude, in terms of affordability. I know the whole world is screwed up, but the Bay Area is at a whole other level. And I just wanted to kind of give people a little perspective that the Santa Cruz Mountains and where I live, West Sonoma County, places like these, they're a little more grounded than the rest of the Bay Area. It's not as
100%.
as these other parts.
Dude, 100%. And if I didn't know that Pat Spencer was from somewhere else, I would guess he was from the Santa Cruz Mountains. And the reality is, dude, 100%. I'm not a homeowner. I'm renting over here. And I'll probably be renting for the rest of my life the way the economy is going. It just is what it is. I hope to be moving up in the economic bracket, but it is what it is. Yeah. And get out of here. Miss me with that privilege crap. I've never had a dime to my name.
Whatever. But I just wanted to call that out because not everywhere in California
we're out here grinding and working our asses off.
There's still some middle class regions, man. They exist, but they're shrinking.
Yeah, and I'll leave you with this side. We do not have a silver spoon in our mouth. I've never had, much to my name, and it's not a sob story. I don't want anybody's sympathy or pity. It's just the reality. And I'm taking time out of my day to watch the Warriors closely enough to have these observations. Could I be doing something better with my time? Maybe, but I like the game. I've been playing basketball for 15, 20 years, and watching the Warriors for close to that. And I enjoy that the Warriors have had such a good run, and I'm not really willing to give up because of a doofus like Kerr. I was telling my wife this today. The reality, if you look at the whole big picture, and that includes Kerr, the Warriors are not even a playing team, and that's just the reality. And it's not going to change until Kerr leaves or the roster gets a major shakeup. Because I think with the pieces we have now, if we moved a couple of guards, we're very competitive. So I want to leave it at that. Thank you, Cy. Great show as always, man. And I hope to see you on another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy New Year, man. That was a great call. And Farm got a lot of love here in the chat. Bay Area ball breakdown saying this guy knows ball. Bring him back. Done. Deal. He's welcome anytime. As with all of you, 99.9% of you. Hold on. TLC is saying Sonoma is totally privileged. Do you know Santa Rosa and Petaluma and towns like that are in Sonoma County? I guess my reaction to you, if you call Sonoma totally privileged, is what part of the Bay Area is not? if Sonoma, I guess Solano County, maybe, but even then, I think my house is cheaper than anything in Solano County. I don't know. This whole world is effed. James.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
All right. What's on your mind?
Man, I was wondering, I got a quick question for you. With us not being able
turn your device down, will you please? Because there's an echo.
Yeah, I got it right there. Can you hear me good?
Go ahead. You're good. Yeah.
All right. I had my laptop on while I was talking to you on my phone. But so I just want to ask you this question. We're not measuring off the sorry teams, the bottom feeders, but we have beat 4 of the top 7 teams in our Western Division. So with that being said, do you think that we could, if everybody was healthy on our team, do you think we could make a run?
Hell yes. That's the part. That's why I care and I get so frustrated, because my answer to that question is yes. I think this Warriors team is 10 deep with damn good quality. And if Kerr sticks to those 10, this team is for real. I think what we saw the first 5 games of the season is real, right? That team looked damn good. And then Kerr just was like, nah, I don't feel this. Okay. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for sabotaging the season, preferring mediocrity to what could have been greatness. It's mind-blowing shit, man. It really is. What do you think? What's your opinion on it?
I definitely agree with you with that, because
you've been on the show before, right, James?
Yes, I've been on the show. I'm the guy from Nashville. Yeah, man, I definitely agree with that, man, because I was sitting back and I'm listening, because it is a lot of teams that we've lost to, and if you think about it, now I'm gonna say this, and I might get some, some. I'm gonna say it.
Good.
We've lost a lot of games because of turnovers, and those turnovers has come from the top 3 guys. And those games were lost because of them specifically. Because if you go on it and you look at what we do when we get the turnovers, they get points off those turnovers.
Correct.
And those points off those turnovers cost us the game. And I'm gonna say some of this too. Some of those games were lost because of the refs. The refs not making calls and the refs making bad calls.
Stephen Curry, the treatment
is the worst.
And which also, like, for the conspiracy theorists out there who think and again, I'm not pushing back on you folks, because it's very suspicious. The fact that Curry's an Under Armour guy and the whistle. And what I'm trying to say here is, if Steph signs with Nike while he's still playing, I want to see what happens. I want to see if the whistle changes.
Yeah, he gonna get all the whistles.
I hope so. Deserves it.
But that's my sentiment. That's my thought. You know, if we could control the ball, and they said it today. They said it today about the turnovers. And Draymond, man, I got a little pushback on Draymond. I know he's been a great player, but his antics and his turnovers, man, have really put a damper in, the games, the momentum and all of that. But I think we got a team. I think we got a team if Kerr gets out of the way. If Kerr gets out of the way, we really got a team. And that's my thoughts, and that's all I want to leave you with.
I love it. Good thoughts from beautiful Nashville. James, have a great night.
You too, sir.
Thank you. That was just right to the point. Question in the chat. Bay Area Ball Breakdown is asking, has anyone asked Steve Kerr why he's not playing Kaminga? Yeah, and the answer Kerr gives is he doesn't think it's a good fit. There's never like specificity that's provided. It's always like just generalized jargon, non-specific, subjective. He just doesn't think he fits, and we never really understand. Like, even when he says positive things about him in a press conference setting, like, oh, he had a good practice, I'm going to play him next game. You might play him for like 10 minutes, and that's it. And then now Kaminga was supposed to play in the Thunder game, and while it's not official, like, I can't state this as a fact, I think it's a very safe assumption that Kaminga took himself out of that equation to basically stick it to his head coach. And let's play that. On that note, let me play this quick clip. This was following last night's Warriors Thunder game. Oh, we got a soundbite from Jimmy Butler. Okay, we'll do that in just a second. But I want to play this clip. Let me find it first real fast here. I'll say 1 second. Sorry, I do not have it queued up. Where Steve Kerr was asked following last night's game about the Kaminga injury. And his answer was very revealing. But hold on, give me 1 second here. Because I know there's one social media account that did publish this. And let me get to it. Is there like good music? Is there good anything for me to play? Well, I'm making you folks wait that I'm doing this. This isn't good. I'm sorry. I'm not pretending that this is good quality content. Me looking for a soundbite. Oh, here we go. Found it. Here it is. This was Steve Kerr. Turn the volume up on your devices. This came from I'm guessing Whitley Sandretto's phone. This is from 95.7 The Game, more specifically. And Whitley is one of their main digital folks. She's always there at Warriors games. I've tried to get her on the show. She's just always super busy, but very sweet person. Good people. Anyways, so turn the volume up on your devices. This is Steve Kerr last night when he was asked about the JK injury. That was a last-minute injury that took him out of a game that Kerr expected him to play in. Here's Steve Kerr.
Steve, we obviously didn't know before the game if Jonathan was going to play. When did he get hurt?
Just before the game.
Are you guys afraid that it'll linger? Or is it something that it's?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Are you expecting the other veterans to return tomorrow?
I hope so. Yeah, we'll see with Jimmy. He's at home sick. Draymond definitely will be back, and hopefully Steph will be back as well.
But let me. The second half of it's borderline irrelevant. I'm going to play the beginning one more time. This does not look normal. This is not normal. This isn't healthy. The relationship is broken. Listen to the answers one more time.
Steve, we obviously didn't know before the game if Jonathan was going to play. When did he get hurt?
Just before the game.
Are you guys afraid that it'll linger? Is it something that it's?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't. He was asked, does he think the injury will linger? His response, I don't know. I have no idea. Before that, preceding it, he was asked, when did you find out Kaminga wasn't available? Kerr's answer, before the game. This thing is broken. Let's hear from Jimmy Butler following tonight's game. Jimmy, for whatever reason, never goes to the podium. So when we get interview clips from him, it's usually as he's like leaving the locker room and he's standing in front of this wallpaper thing. So here is Jimmy Butler. Hold on a second here. I want to get this right. Is this new? Because he's talking about Buddy Hield, and I don't know why Buddy Hield would be the topic of conversation, but that is what Jimmy was asked about. Buddy Hield, who I know they have a fun friendship, and they've made some hilarious content since becoming teammates. So maybe that's why in this particular instance he was asked about Buddy Hield. Buddy, I believe, was DNP tonight. He was, and he's pretty much out of the rotation. Let me see. So let's hear from Jimmy Butler.
Even though he didn't, and Steve credited Buddy, even though he didn't play, for really being lively on the bench. I mean, how much do little things like that matter?
It matters, but Buddy just goofy anyways. Like whether he playing or not, he goofy. And I think that's the consistency that we love. Buddy's gonna be Buddy. And we hope everybody is like that. Like good, bad, and different. You have good days, more good ones than bad ones, but I think Buddy is the most consistent. Like he's smiling, joking, no matter what. His spirit's always high, and we follow suit in that.
You've been in the league a long time. How rare is that to have a guy, personality-wise, as consistent as he seems to be day in day?
Man, you know what? Me personally, because I know so many people from the Caribbean, I know so many people that are from Africa. They're some of the most humble and grateful people to be where they are and to have what they have. That's Buddy's background. That's who Buddy is. I don't like Buddy, but I really respect Buddy. I do. I really respect Buddy for what he brings every day, as far as like smiling, being a great teammate, doing whatever you need him to do. And then, if you need anything from him off the court or just to hang and just to talk, he actually is a good guy to vent to.
Do you think he likes you?
I really don't care. If we're being brutally honest, I could care less if Buddy like me. I'm gonna go pull all the stuff out of his locker right now and just knock him on the floor just because I can.
But back to the morale and spirits. I mean, are you sensing that
Yeah.
beyond just Buddy?
That was funny. That was funny. I don't care if he likes me. I'm gonna knock his shit all over the crowd. That is awesome. Those two have chemistry. It's a shame Buddy Hield's shot just abandoned him this year. Giuseppe Gold in the chat saying that another media personality who covers the Warriors is saying that thinks the Kaminga trade is a backroom done deal, and that's why he's not playing. Yeah, he might think that. He said nobody knows shit about this. Nobody. So anybody who makes assumptions like that, it's just that it's an assumption. I have no clue what's going on. Someone else in the chat. First of all, Kaminga was listed on the injury report last minute with I think a lower back issue. It was a back injury that was cited for the reason he did not play. But yeah, I think Ed Marsh. I think you nailed it. That Kaminga just said, "F you." He's done with the circus. Smurfs don't win basketball. All right, let's do a scoreboard check and we're done. Where are the tunes? Where are my tunes? There you are. All right. All right, we're in the club. And let's see what happened in the NBA on this Saturday, January 3rd. After like a good hour there, I forgot the Niners lost God damn it. Every time the Niners get me excited, they just let me down. Happening for like, 25 years now? 26, 27? For those of you old enough to remember Steve Young, did you ever predict that he would be the last great Niners QB? 28 years later? Eek! What am I looking up here? Oh, yeah. NBA scores. All right. In the association on this Saturday, January 3rd, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 125-115 winners tonight at the Miami Heat. The T-Wolves improved to 22-13. The Miami Heat dropped to 19-16. Miami will be in town in the next few weeks. Naz Reid, 29 points in the win for Minnesota. Davion Mitchell, 14 points, 6 assists in the loss. The Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks, 2 more teams coming to town soon. The Sixers beating the Knicks at Madison Square Garden tonight, 130-119. Tyrese Maxey, 36 points, 8 rebounds in the win. Karl Anthony Towns, 23 points, 14 rebounds in the loss. Philly improves to 19-14. The Knicks drop to 23-12. And in case you're thinking to yourself, why should the Warriors tank this year? What is the point of being a bad team so you can get a good draft pick? Well, look at Philly and look at VJ Edgecombe. And this draft is supposed to have a lot of talent. If you want to rebuild, if you want to get back on top, you need good draft picks or free agents. But the Warriors have never been a free agent destination. At least not typically. I know there are exceptions, obviously. The Atlanta Hawks, who are also coming in town soon, and the Toronto Raptors, another 2 Eastern Conference teams who are scheduled to be at Chase Center in the next few weeks. The Raptors improving to 21-15, winning at home tonight, 134-117 over the Atlanta Hawks. The Raptors improving to 21-15. The Hawks dropping to 17-20. Brandon Ingram, 29 points, 9 rebounds in the win. Dyson Daniels, 20 points, 12 assists in the loss. The Charlotte Hornets, who are also coming to town soon. They won tonight at Chicago, 112-99. Miles Bridges, 26 points, 14 rebounds in the win. Nikola Vucevic, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists in the loss. The Hornets improving to 12-23. The Bulls dropped to 17-18. The Bulls are just a 500 team year after year. Are the Warriors the Bulls now? Dear God, is that what we've become? Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. That's like the PG version of saying, oh, F-bomb. Goodness gracious. Golly gee. The Portland Trailblazers, they're coming to town too. Huge. The Spurs, San Antonio Spurs, missing Victor in San Antonio tonight, 115-110. The Blazers improved to 16-20. The Spurs dropped to 25-10. Luke Cornett, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, filling in for Victor Wembanyama in the loss. Denny Avdia, 29 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Ooh, they call that a triple-double in the win for Portland. A final in Dallas. The Mavericks upsetting the Houston Rockets, 110-104. The Mavericks improving to 13-23. Houston dropping to 21-11. Anthony Davis, who's going to be on the Golden State Warriors soon. I'm kidding. Maybe. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks in the win for Dallas. Kevin Durant, 34 points, 7 assists, and 3 blocks in the loss. Houston again drops to 21-11. The Mavericks improved to 13-23. And last but not least, nice tease for the Warriors' next opponent. The Boston Celtics were at Intuit Dome, where the Warriors will be Monday, and they beat the ever-living shit out of the LA Clippers, 146-115. The final there, Boston improves to 22-12. The Clippers drop to 12-22. Jaylen Brown with a 50-burger tonight, 50 points in the win. James Harden, 18 points, 12 assists in the loss. And that leads us to a preview real fast of Warriors and Clippers. Side note, our closer, MIA, in case you're wondering. So the expected starting five for the Clippers Monday night. That's when you can expect us next. Kawhi Leonard. And if you want an idea for how Kawhi Leonard has been playing, at least including tonight, which was not great. Tonight, Kawhi Leonard had 22 points. But take a look at the previous games. I'm going to go back to December 20th. Kawhi Leonard dropped 32 points on the Lakers. 3 days later, he dropped 41 points on the Rockets. 3 days later, he dropped 28 on Portland. 2 days later, he dropped 55, a career high on the Detroit Pistons. 2 days after that, he dropped 33 on Sacramento. 2 days ago, he dropped 45 on this same Utah Jazz team. The Clippers beat them 2 days ago, 118-101 at Intuit. But tonight, held to 22. So maybe a Kawhi Leonard's hot streak is over and he'll be slumping coming into that game. Again, expect a starting five of Kawhi, John Collins, Brooke Lopez, James Harden, Chris Dunn. Big team. So LA will bring size to the table. Nicholas Batum gets a routine run. He's part of the rotation. Derek Jones Jr. is in my opinion, a badass basketball player. Ivica Zubac, I'm surprised he comes off the bench. So Brooke Lopez is their starter. Zubac comes off the bench. Kobe Sanders is another player who gets a decent amount of minutes. So that's the 9-man rotation for your LA Clippers, who, again, the Warriors play Monday night. Oh, there he is. Hold on.
Stay at home, son.
Welcome, Shardol. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Cy? I'm a big
Where
fan
were
of
you?
YouTube. I was here.
I mean, well, no, you weren't. You showed up just now. Like, where have you been the whole show? I saw you at the beginning, and then I didn't see you again until just now.
Hi, Cy. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. You make some great content and videos on the platform. As the Golden State Warriors take down the Utah Jazz 123-113. What were your thoughts on the win? What were your thoughts on the win today?
It was a good win. It was a needed win. Shardol, can I put you on the spot here for a second?
Let me redo the intro again.
Do your intro again.
Hi, my name. Hi, Cy. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. You make some fantastic videos and content on the platform. As the Golden State Warriors take down the Utah Jazz 124-113. I think this was a great win for the Dubs. I mean, like, they took down the Jazz with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler Jr. They put up a good effort tonight, and I really was amazed by what they did. Stephen Curry had a good shooting performance. He was hot in this whole game. What were your thoughts on Stephen Curry tonight?
Fantastic. He still got it. A 20-point third quarter made the difference. This Warriors team would be utter garbage without him. I mean, bottom line. So he was awesome. Yeah. How did you feel about him? Is your voice hoarse because of Vegas?
Because of Vegas.
How was Vegas, baby? Vegas, baby.
Vegas is great.
Was the rooftop New Year's Eve party as fun as it sounded?
It was fantastic as it sounded.
All right. So, and your voice is shot. I can hear that.
So my
yes.
So the San Francisco 49ers lost to the Seattle Seahawks 13-3. that drained every single thing out of me, because I thought that the Niners would come out strong and take down the Seahawks and clinch that #1 seed, and keep
They broke our
all the
hearts, man.
optimism going. But they didn't play hard. They played hard, but it was not enough. They only managed to get a field goal. Like a field goal, like you only managed to get a field goal out of the whole game. That shows that this team is not. They don't want to try hard enough. They just want to give up. They don't want to try hard enough.
The field goal that they got was the result of a 4th and 1. They chose to kick the field goal instead of going for it. Look, man, I know people love Brock Purdy, but it's like you got to win. You got to win games. You got to score more than 3 points. You got to put up at least a touchdown. Give your defense, who was eviscerated in the first. Okay, that game depressed me. I want to get to something else though, Shardol. I had someone email me this clip, and we're gonna listen to it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. This was me on 95.7 The Game.
Correct.
888-957-9570. Up first is Shardol, who's in Las Vegas and wants to weigh in on this Warrior win. What's up, Shardol? You're on Warriors Wrap Up.
Hey, Mark Grandy. I'm a big fan of 95.7 The Game. I listen to your show every time in the car after a Warriors win. Warriors get the win over the Hornets 132-125. I mean, it was not the sexiest win that but win is a win. Like, I'll take a win, whatever. But yeah, Steph Curry had a great game, 26 points. In his homecoming to Charlotte, his family was in attendance. That's always a really special moment for him, and seeing his family there, supporting him supporting him throughout the journey. Warriors are inconsistent, man. Like, they win, they lose. I mean, they got to play better, limit the turnovers. But yeah, this was a good win for the Warriors. I mean, on New Year's Eve, starting off the holidays on the right note. So yeah, it was a good win. But what were your thoughts on the overall win today? And do you think that Warriors can, do a little better and toughen up and play a good brand of basketball?
Yeah, appreciate the call, Shardol, and Happy New Year's to you as well.
And here's the difference between 95.7 The Game and us, Shardol. They hung up on you right after that, correct?
They hung up on me right after that. I don't like when I call into a show and they hang up on me. They don't let me finish my thought.
But I thought you actually nailed it. I mean, I was a little sorry. Are you really like a huge 95.7 The Game fan?
I'm a huge 95.7 fan.
So after the game, what's your routine? I thought you were a part of this show, but apparently this show is just the dessert for your post Warriors game a platter. So what's your routine after a game? So first you listen to Mark Grandy with 95.7 The Game. Is that what you do after every game?
After every game, and then I call into 95.7 The Game.
So when do we get your attention? Like how long? Like what are you doing after that? What show do you jump to next after 95.7 The Game?
Then I come on here.
Oh, so that's it? It's just those two?
Just those two.
Okay. All right. Okay. I feel a little better now. I was almost I almost had my feelings hurt there for a second. I thought we had a special thing going, and then I see that clip that a listener sent me, and I'm like, oh wow, so you're just playing everybody. And I was literally about to cry, man. I was almost sad.
So what were your thoughts on the 49ers over the Seahawks?
Dude, that game pissed me off.
Pissed me off, man. Like I was really looking forward to it. For us to beat the Seahawks and get that #1 seed. I could see all the Niner fans who were actually there in attendance for this game. The weather conditions were awful. It was raining. People had ponchos, rain umbrellas, trying to stay dry from the weather. It was horrible, man. Like I was not expecting that it would be that bad. Like I was not expecting it for us. It was a horrible game. Niners.
It was a horrible game. You're absolutely right. But really, Dubs in the chat is saying that, Shardol, that we are your sloppy seconds. Is that true?
No, you're not my slot. You're not your show is not sloppy seconds.
Okay,
That's
good.
wrong.
I feel better.
I don't understand why they would say that.
Shows
Why
are
would
people 'cause
anybody
you're
say
famous.
that? Everybody likes me. I'm famous among all platforms.
That's true. That is very true.
And that's a positive booster, right? That I'm very famous among.
Well, here's the thing,
in
Shardol.
the whole Warriors family. I'm very well known.
Shardol, we're not going to do this tonight, but what I would like, if you really are loyal to this show, and if we really have something special here together, I'd like to come up with some sort of little tagline. So the next time you go on one of these shows, you can just slide in like a little Golden Days reference, but it's got to be something creative. Are you down for that?
I'm down for that.
All right. I'll get back to you in terms of what, and maybe I'll let the audience help me out in terms of something creative to throw in there, like what Baba Booey was to Howard Stern. I want that to be with you. I want you to have like a special coin phrase, but that also helps our show out in the process. Figure it out.
After the 49ers lost, I wanted to cry. Because I was like,
you still like Brock Purdy?
I love Brock Purdy still.
Still, even though he only put up 3 points?
I love Brock Purdy.
Was the Trent Williams injury that big?
The Trent Williams injury was very big, because Trent Williams is a big part of the offensive line, and him getting injured is a big loss to our franchise.
What's your response to aim assist saying that you are a YouTube pass around, meaning you go on every YouTube show? What are your thoughts?
I am a YouTube pass around. I go to many different YouTube channels and show love and support to every single YouTube channel out there.
Are we your number one?
You're my number one YouTube channel, and 95.7 The Game is second.
Thank you, because Damien LaRoche in our chat is calling you a traitor, and I was starting to wonder myself if that's true, but
I'm not a traitor.
I'm feeling good. Yeah,
I'm not a traitor. I'm not a traitor.
Okay, faith is being restored. I appreciate that, and I'm messing around with you. We love you, Shardol. But the Niner game was really frustrating. That it's just how many Niner QBs are gonna do this?
I just don't know what happened today, man. Like, this was like, everybody was making this game like a spectacle, like the blackout with the rivalry jerseys and all the fans being there and the whole like full-on spectacle.
There?
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Okay, where were you? Were you at home watching the
game?
game?
I was at home watching the game at home.
Were you were you yelling? Like, did the whole house hear you?
I wasn't yelling.
Why? You're not that passionate? Is it you just?
I am passionate, but it's just like sometimes I don't feel like doing, like we were losing, so I don't really feel like yelling. The morale was low.
It was. Did you like the black jerseys?
I love the black jerseys. Those black jerseys are very sexy, those black jerseys.
Because I'm guessing some Niner purists are going to complain about the fact that they weren't wearing the red and gold, that they had the black. I do like the gold on the face guard, though. I think that's pretty cool. You know how most face guards are silver or gray? Like theirs was gold, and that's you don't see that often. So
I really love the gold, the face mask, the gold face mask. Those are really they stood out.
Yeah, I said guard. Sorry, the face mask. Yeah, the face mask is what I meant.
Yeah, but
this
is the 49ers never wore these jerseys until now. These rivalry jerseys, because they want to save it for they want to save them wearing these jerseys for a special game like the Seahawks game, which they had a chance of getting the #1 seed.
I didn't know that this was the first time they ever wore that.
This is the first time the Niners have ever worn those jerseys before.
The superstition in me, which I try to quell. I try to be a logical person, but I feel like we all have our weird thoughts that creep in our heads, and superstition plays into that. The superstitious side of me doesn't like the Niners trying something new in a game this big. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I love for the 49ers to try something new.
Okay.
Because it shows that they have something unique. Like they're trying out something unique, a unique jersey style, unique, like a different look. Like you want to show a different look, the different side to the team, a side that nobody has seen before. Like I don't think that people have ever seen this all black jersey look.
I don't know if I want to see it ever again because they lost. I think I'm done with it. Just give me red and gold, man. Give me the traditional colors. Shardol, going back to the Warriors real fast, do you think they're going to make a trade when Jonathan Kaminga is available on January 15th?
For me, I would love for the Warriors to make a trade for Jonathan Kaminga. I would love to see him on the Kings, Sacramento Kings.
Do you like the Kings?
No, but it'll be unique to see Jonathan Kaminga on the Kings for a slight change. It'll be kind of interesting to see him play with Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan and Harrison.
Yeah.
And
I like what Larry Hood writes, by the way, and this is a compliment. You are the Kenny Powers of closers. That means you're badass. You just say what's on your mind. You don't give an F what other people think about you, and you're our closer, baby. Do you like that or no?
I mean, that's an honor for people to give me that name, because I am the closer of this wonderful show. Come on every night with you, break down a great Warriors win like the one today over the Utah Jazz, where they took down. Did you like the
win?
I enjoyed the win. It was a great win.
Okay.
For the Dubs.
Shardol, let's go back to Vegas for a second, and then we'll wrap up the show. When you were in Vegas, you went with your family, correct?
I went with my family.
But when you went to this New Year's Eve party at the rooftop bar of the bar that the former Kings owners used to own, I forgot the name of the place, but what is it called?
The Stratosphere.
The Stratosphere, yes, and the Ghost Bar is where the party was, correct?
The Ghost Bar was where the party took place.
Were you with your family or were you with friends? What was that
I
setting
was
like?
with family.
Were you like? But you're a single man, correct? You're a bachelor.
Single man.
Did you spit some game while you were there? Did you get a chance to talk to some women?
I spin some game, play some slots in Vegas, but I didn't win big this time.
When I say spit game, it's a maybe it's a crass way of saying it, but did you flirt with women?
No, there were some women that came up to me.
And what happened?
And they were. I looked very nice. I was wearing a nice, all black suit with a white bow tie. The girls who were there were very impressed by my look.
Wait. You were wearing a tux?
Yeah.
Was your family wearing a tux too? Like your whole family did this?
No, just me.
Is this like your personal style or what? Like what's the reason?
Personal style. Personal style.
Look at you. Look at you. Are there pictures of this? Can we see you in a tux?
I'll send it to you on your email.
Come on, stay at home, son.
Well, it is the danger zone when people. You're dangerous, Shardol. I love it. The tux. That's like James Bond, man.
I'm dangerous.
Oh, and now your voice is gone because you're torn up from Vegas. And you said you won a little money?
I didn't win anything. I was not. I didn't win big this time in Vegas. The house won. The house won.
Did you?
The house. Whenever you're in Vegas, the house always wins. 99% of the time, the house will beat you.
That's true. All right, Shardol. Any final thoughts? It's time to get out of here. We're done. You are amazing. I love you, brother. You are amazing. You're a lady killer. Did you get any phone numbers?
I didn't get any phone numbers.
Were the ladies, chosen people saying you had the swag GQ look? Damian LaRoche asking if those women who approached you were they maybe prostitutes?
They were not prostitutes.
Oh, so these were just like attractive women.
Attractive women who approached me.
No phone. Why no phone number?
No phone number.
Why?
I was not confident. I felt kind of shy asking.
We got to work on that with you, buddy. You're never gonna hook up if you don't have confidence. Like it's one of the ultimate essential traits you need to find someone. So we'll work on that, okay? I'm gonna help you. All right?
Yeah.
We're gonna build your confidence. You're not a bad looking dude. You can pull it off. And if you're wearing tuxes, did you have the beard or did you trim the beard?
I had the beard.
So that's an interesting look. So you had the beard, but then you had the tux.
Yeah.
So you almost look like what was the look you were trying to pull off? Like you're a billionaire who doesn't give an F?
A billionaire who doesn't give a F.
All right. Well, we'll work on the confidence. You got to build that because again, when women are approaching you, and you're not walking away with phone numbers, that's on you. And we got to work on that. Okay. We got to get your confidence going. You need to have the belief in your mind that you're good enough for them, because in reality, you are. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
All right. We'll work on this. We will. All right. And Damien LaRoche is saying you need to move out of your dad's house. Damien, and side note, Damien, love you. But dude, we're talking about a man who has it made as a stay-at-home son.
Stay-at-home son.
We don't mess with that, Shardol. You've got it good. Okay, you can pull this off without leaving the house. I believe that. You got the stay-at-home son gig. You won the lottery, pal. But how's your YouTube channel going?
My YouTube channel is going really good. I'm at 513 subscribers. I'm on the road to 600.
Larry Hoods is asking, was your bow tie a clip-on or was it a real bow tie?
It was a clip-on.
Okay, makes sense. Bow ties are a pain in the ass to tie. Regular ties, you can figure it out fast. But a bow tie, that's a pain, man. I actually respect the fact that you did the clip-on. So, good. Did you rent the tux or did you own it?
No, I owned it.
God damn, Shardol. Look at you. Yeah, don't leave your house. You're fine there, man. That is not the problem. Being a stay-at-home son is not the issue here. It's just you got to have confidence. That's it. We'll work on that. Will you do me a favor and just, after we get off this show, just tell yourself 3 times, I'm the man. But you got to say it out loud. Will you do that? Not now. Not now. We're off the air. Just tell yourself to a mirror, whatever, like, I'm the man. All right? You'll do that?
I'll do that.
3 times.
I'll do that 3 times.
Because you are, buddy. All right. Shardol, love you. Am I going to see you on Monday night?
I'll see you Monday night. Some viewers, make sure to click the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring that notification bell for Golden Days in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused.
Yes, sir.
And also subscribe to the SGA Sports Talk channel.
Yes.
I'm at 513 subscribers and I'm on the road to 600. Final score: Warriors 124. The Utah Jazz 113. The Warriors came out strong. They played their hard form of basketball. Steph Curry was phenomenal. I'll definitely join you on Monday for another Golden State Warriors post-game show.
Hell yeah.
And I hope you have a great rest of your night. I love calling into your show, and you're absolute. You're an absolute OG. You're a legend. You're a man who needs no introduction.
So are you.
And I'll definitely see you.
You're just the man, buddy. You are the man. And don't forget to tell yourself that when we're off, okay?
I'll definitely see you on another Golden State Warriors post-game show. Hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you Monday night.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you later.